Coach Ferentz and the Hawkeyes are back to work on the gridiron. Many plans for the 2025 season are now available. Take advantage of the black plan or the gold plan. Saturdays inside Kinnick Stadium. It doesn't get any better. Visit HawkeyeSports.com for more information.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, this is the Fight for Iowa podcast. Here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
The new college football season is 7 weeks out and kicks off for the Iowa Hawkeyes Saturday, August 30th, with the Albany Great Danes of the Coastal Athletic Association. Albany was 4-8 a year ago and has turned the program over to new head coach Jared Ambrose. Ambrose was part of a staff at Delaware, where he served as offensive coordinator for 3 years. Under his watch, the Blue Hens produced record-setting numbers on their way to a conference championship and FCS semifinal round berth in 2021. It'll be a new-look preparation for the Iowa defense. Therefore, special teams will be a key emphasis, especially where field position is concerned. The Hawkeyes are in good shape as usual, with Coach LeVar Woods in command. Punter Rhys Dakin was named to the Football Writers Association Freshman All-American team his debut year, following in the footsteps of fellow Australian Tory Taylor. Dakin averaged 41 yards on 64 punts, fourth best in the Big Ten. Roughly half of those rolled to a stop inside the 20. 16 soared 50 yards or more. 33 punts were fair caught with just 5 touchbacks. Not a bad debut for the down-under bloke.
Look, I'm pretty well acclimated to the culture out here, and punting comes natural to us Australians, so it's pretty easy to translate it into punting over here. So, pretty happy, comfortable out here. Yep.
44 yards on average. I think that was good for third or fourth in the Big Ten last year. That's a pretty good start.
To be honest, I've really just been working on a lot of consistency. I had a few balls that I really wish I could get back last year. So just trying to keep every sort of ball drop the same, every sort of swing the same. So really doing a lot of linear drills, which includes getting the ball outside of my hip. I don't want to go too technical here, but it's really just trying to think like a straight line with how I swing the ball. Don't want to cross my leg across my body or fall off balance to the right or left. So that's really what I've been working on. Punting is a very linear sport, so you've got to really keep it in a straight line, and stuff usually takes care of itself if you keep it that way.
Punting in the Big Ten is one thing, but punting in the upper Midwest can be a little dicey come November, whether it's here, Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, or Ann Arbor. I guess the elements, you just got to block them out, don't you?
Yeah, look, Nebraska was the coldest. Last year, Nebraska was the coldest I've ever been in, especially punting the ball. So you've really just got to not worry about it. Just go out there like this. We've got the heat benches that keep us warm. And then another thing is the wind. It's very windy in the Midwest, so it's really just trusting your training and making sure you're keeping warm on the sideline, having a routine, and trusting your training and delivering a nice ball in any conditions.
Now, last thing for you, I'm going to try and be serious how I ask this, but what kind of an inspiration has Tory Taylor been to you and other kids back in Australia?
Yeah, Tory's done an incredible job in his career. He's doing really well with the Bears too. Coming here and replacing him is really, and he's told me this as well. I just try to be myself and not worry about any sort of living up to any standard. I'm my own self, and we're both very different punters, and so I just think of it that way. I'm not trying to be anyone else but myself. So, but he's a really good guy to have around and to lay back information on, ask questions to. So, but yeah, again, I really just try and punt my standard, not trying to live up to any expectations. So I feel like I did that well last year. I was never really worried about what is Tory thinking? Shit, Tory would have hit that further. It's all part of the process of being a freshman and building on that.
And Tory Taylor aside, why Iowa? What sold you on the Hawks and Coach Ferentz?
Well, Iowa was my only offer. Heard some rumors from other schools, but it was really, I had no idea one day, and then the next day I found out that Iowa was on the cards, and then I was like, look, special teams at Iowa is taken very seriously, and Tory told me that Coach Woods is arguably the best in the country, so I really didn't want to go anywhere else. Especially, I feel like the fans appreciate punting more than any other school in the country, arguably. So I feel like Iowa's the perfect spot for me. I really don't plan on going anywhere.
Rhys Dakin isn't the only Hawkeye with an accurate toe. Senior Drew Stevens kicked 20 of 23 field goal attempts through the uprights. and was perfect on 40 point-after-touchdown tries. Twice named Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week, Stevens drilled 5 field goals at Maryland, 2 of those from 50 yards plus, and nailed the game winner against Nebraska as time expired to end the regular season. Special teams commendations don't end with the kickers. Iowa has one of the game's most dazzling return men in Kaden Wetjen. The Williamsburg native had 2 kick returns for touchdowns, including a 100-yarder against Missouri in the Music City Bowl, en route to being named the Jet Award recipient, given annually to college football's top returner. The 5'10", 196-pound fistful of power and speed can't wait for his senior season to get here.
Oh, I'm super excited, and I've been telling everybody I'm ready to play right now. I wish we had a game next week already, so I'm super jacked up about this year.
That's kind of been your mantra. I'm ready to play right now, and it shows on the field. I love multi-position players or guys that can contribute in a number of ways. Have you always been like that?
Yeah, yep. All throughout high school and my whole life, I've been playing. I played offense and defense, and then damn near every special team. So I mean, I'm used to it.
What fires you up the most? Kick, punt, return. You're going to run a lot of wide receiver routes this year.
I'm really excited for wide receiver this year, but I mean, punt return. There's nothing like scoring on a punt return and getting the stadium fired up. So I'd say wide receiver and punt return are pretty tight.
How do you feel about, LeVar's done such a great job with special teams in general. How do you feel about the group this year?
I'm super excited. We got a bunch of dudes back on every unit, so we did good last year, and our challenge is just to kind of double that and, do even better this year. And we got a bunch of new guys who might have some new roles, filling in for guys who left or graduated or whatnot. But I'm super excited about the guys we have, and I'm really confident in the work we can do this year.
So let's talk a little receiver, whether it's slot or wide out. What gets the coals stoked about playing not only the position but playing a lot?
Well, I've kind of just had like the special teams role the last couple of years, and I'm just really excited to play on offense. The plan is to play on offense this year and hopefully kind of get some stuff going on offense. And we got, not just me, we got plenty of weapons on the offense this year. And after having a whole another year of, last year was all kind of implementation of the offense, and this year we're just building off of it, off of routes and coverage and everything. So I'm just super excited to see what we can do this year.
At the other end, what's unique in your mind about Gronowski? What sets him apart?
Just his experience and his knowledge. And, I can't remember how many championships he's won at the FCS level, but, it's not like they're not bad players. They're solid players at the FCS level. So, just to see his talent and his experience is probably my favorite thing about him, and just his knowledge of football, and I'm just super excited to play with him.
Wetjen led the nation with 1,055 combined kick and punt return yards. He'll figure prominently in offensive coordinator Tim Lester's passing game, too. After a break, I'll return with more Fight for Iowa.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Iowa Athletics is gearing up for another amazing season filled with exciting matchups and electrifying plays. Get your game face ready and come on out to cheer the Hawkeyes on all season long. Visit HawkeyeSports.com to find tickets, schedules, game times, and more. Go Hawks!
This is the sound of grilling season. It's time to get back to cookouts, to gathering with friends and family, and making memories. And with Hy-Vee's lower prices on thousands of items all over the store, you can still get the best quality meat and everything else you need for your barbecues at prices that will make you smile. Get back to grilling for less, with a little help from Hy-Vee.
Here come the Hawkeyes.
And a Stockie racing to the basket, layup good.
Iowa Athletics is gearing up for another amazing season filled with exciting matchups and electrifying plays.
Working hard into the corner. Koch hits a three.
Get your game face ready and come on out to cheer the Hawkeyes on all season long. Visit HawkeyeSports.com to find tickets, schedules, game times, and more on Iowa. Go Hawks.
Touchdown! Touchdown, Iowa!
To say Iowa's linebacking core will have a new look this season would be a distortion. Certainly there are familiar names and mostly upperclassmen who've waited their turn. Senior Carson Shire returns some starting experience, with Nick Jaxson moving on. In the middle, junior Jaden Montgomery is a legacy player. Montgomery and senior Jaden Harrell are battling to replace All-American Jay Higgins. There's another vacancy at the Leo or Cash position, with Sebastian Castro now in the NFL. Jaxson Rexroth, solid on special teams throughout his career, gets his chance. A senior from Cedar Rapids Xavier, where he played for Hall of Fame coach Dwayne Schulte, Rexroth labels his chance picking up the torch and running with it.
With all that, it's just with me, Jaden Harrell, Carson Shire, we've had that chance and that opportunity to learn from guys like Jay Higgins, Nick Jackson, Kyler Fisher, and now that they're gone, they've left big shoes to fill, but they've also put us as young guys in a good position to fill those shoes, just because they always brought us along, they were always coaching us up. So I think that makes the whole thing, the whole transition, a lot easier, just because of those guys. I mean, it's their system and it's their teachings and it's how they everybody has their job, and if everybody does their job, every play, everything will be all right, So it's just the way that they coach us, the way they teach us, and the way the system works. It makes it all a lot smoother, and every year that, you're going to lose some guys, but just because of our tradition we have, that people are ready to step up when the time comes.
Well, you've played for a Hall of Fame coach in high school, and you're playing for one now in college. Speaking of systems, Xavier has produced so many great Hawks down through the years. It must make you proud.
It really does. And I know how Coach Schulte loves to see us all succeed like that, and he is honestly one of the greatest mans I've ever met. I mean, him and Coach Ferentz, they're right up there, and they both, they do the same things year in, year out, and they teach, besides just teaching you how to be a great football player, they both teach you how to be great men, and I think that speaks volumes. I think that's why both programs have had so much success, just not just due to the on-field stuff, but also because of what they teach off the field too.
What do you like about this defense as compared to maybe the last couple of years?
Yeah, I think we're a little younger in game experience, but I think because of that, I think we're a hungry defense, and we are. But I also think we got speed, we're versatile, and I think we all got a chip on our shoulder a little bit, just because a lot of the guys on the defense right now, we've all been, kind of sitting around waiting our turn. And I think due to that, I think that'll allow us just to play that much more determined. So, yeah.
Call it the Leo, call it the Cash. It's a position with great tradition, and you're next in line. I plan to hopefully just wherever they want to put me on the field, if that be Leo, if that be a few snaps at will, if that's some third down snaps, I would love to help out in any way I can, just make an impact for the team. And I do, every position on the Iowa defense just has so much tradition. There's honestly so many legends from the defense, and it's incredible. So, Jaxson Rexroth is 6'2", 225 pounds, and fits the Hawkeye profile at linebacker. Waiting behind this group is the next generation that coaches Phil Parker and Seth Wallace are exuberant about. They include redshirt freshmen Preston Reese, Derek Weiskopf, and Cam Buffington. It all gets going in 50 days. I'm Gary Dauphin. I'll be back in 7 days with another edition of the Fight for Iowa podcast. Go Hawks.
You've been listening to the Fight for Iowa podcast. Hawkeye fans, remember to hit the subscribe button on your favorite podcast app. Once you become a Fight for Iowa podcast subscriber, you'll automatically receive the latest episodes of the Fight for Iowa podcast, the Hawkeyes Voice podcast, Hawk Talk replays, exclusive game day content, and more. Until next time, on Iowa, and go Hawks! The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.